Okay, we're going to talk about Rusty's remote collar. So this is the Dogtrum remote, and on the side you have a blue button and that turns on the remote. So you're going to push and hold it and you'll see that it turns on, and his level is set at 25. Now you can adjust his level. Let's say you're outside in a new environment and you try to call Rusty back to you and he doesn't listen, and you correct with the button and that just doesn't seem to faze him, he's still sniffing or whatever he's doing, you can actually turn the dial up a little bit and try and correct him again. If he doesn't listen, continue the process, and then once you get him back to you, remember to turn the dial back down to 25. That is going to be his level for correcting when on a leash. When you're walking him, if he's starting to pull on the leash, you say no and you push the nick button. It's very important that we understand that the nick button is the quick little pop of the collar, pop of the stimulation. You don't want to push the smooth button right here because that's going to be continuous and we don't need to continuously stim him. So I'm going to put this off to the side for now. This is his collar. So there's a button on the backhand side, blue button. What you're going to do is you're going to push, hold that until you see a green button or a green light up. That tells you it's on. What I would do is if you're putting it on Rusty, make sure the blue button is facing outward so that if he scratches, he can't accidentally push the button and turn the collar off. Because when you want to go turn the collar off, you just have to tap it. That red light tells you it's off. Oh, sorry, you have to push and hold it for a second. Push and hold it to turn it on. Push and hold it to turn it off. It is rechargeable, and the charging point is right there. Same for the remote. The charger is in the back. To talk about this a little bit more, I'm going to turn this on. Set it off to the side. The front button is a pager. That just means vibrate. It'll continuously vibrate if you push this button. I don't really have a use for it right now for Rusty. It's just there if you wanted to use vibrate, but I highly recommend sticking with the nick, which is just going to be, if I show you the red, it'll light up green. It's just that quick little nick, versus the flat, the smooth button is continuous. You do not want that button. You want the nick. It has little bubbles on it for you. And this is waterproof. It does reach up to 3/4 of a mile. This does not mean he is off-leash trained. You still need to have a long line on him if you're going to be in a new area without a fence. So make sure you always prep safety first. And then if you notice, hey, I've been training him for 3 months and I haven't even needed the long line, then you can think about having him more off-leash and just rely on the remote collar. Okay, so then the next we're going to talk about is his prong collar. So I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to pinch these with my right hand. So it's important that you put one side in and then you pinch the other side and put it in like that, and then you pop it out. It looks dramatic, but when it's on a dog, it's not that dramatic. What you want to avoid is doing something like that. That is going to make the collar very flimsy and then it can come undone very easily. So you want to make sure that you put a side in, pinch the other one, slide it down. So if you're left-handed, I can do it with my left hand too. So left hand, pinch, it's just not as good, right? And then you kind of slide it off like that, okay? So when you're putting the collars on Rusty, what I would do is I would put the prong collar on first, make sure the prong collar is nice and high on his neck, and then I would go in and put the remote collar on as high as I can, but underneath the prong collar. So it's going to be prong collar, it's going to be Rusty's chin, prong collar, remote collar. And I'm going to go ahead and put a picture up in this video so you can kind of see what the collar should look like on Rusty. And we're going to go ahead and shut this off. So blue button, push and hold it, and it shuts it off. I would charge it every other night, and I would shut it off during the day. Rusty can wear this during the day. If he gets wet, it needs to come off, but I recommend he puts this on every day, even if you don't plan on having him practice recall or anything like that. You don't want him to become collar savvy, which means he only listens when this collar's on, so you want to make him wear it consistently every day. Whether you're going to take him out in the fields and practice recall or not, you always want him to wear it first thing in the morning. He wears it all day, take it off at night, or take it off when he's unsupervised in his crate. Yeah, so now we're going to show you his obedience. Come. No. Come. No. Come. Sit. Play. Play. Boy. Place, no. Place. Free. Down. 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 Good down. Free. Heel. Down.